Well, I'm back again with another figure to add to my collection. It's growing and growing all the time. He's finally arrived. The Hulk from the Avengers movie, obviously by Hot Toys. So big I can't get him all on the screen. What can I say about this figure? I was very surprised actually. I didn't realise he was this big. His trousers look a little bit purpley on this video, but they're not. They're more of a sort of a browny sort of grey really. But because of the light of the window behind me, it's showing up a different colour. But as I said, when I went to pick him up this morning to pay the customs fees, I couldn't believe the size of the box. And when I took him out of the box, Jesus, I thought he might have just been a little bit too big for the Detolf, but he is way too big to go in a Detolf unless you take one of the shells out. So I'm going to have to buy a separate display case just for this guy alone. But he really is a superb figure. Doesn't come with a huge amount of stuff, but then he doesn't need to. He's the Hulk. So before I show you some poses, I'll give you a head to toe look at the guy up close. If I can get most of him on the screen, that is. Very nice paint job. The hands, yes, they do look a little bit of a different green to the body, to the arms, but I'm not really too bothered about that. Great sculpting. This is definitely the biggest figure in my collection now. I love the paint apps of the hair on the body. It's not just slapped on either, it is actually does actually come out of the skin as well, so you can put your hand over it, you can actually feel it. So it's not just painted onto the chest. Same down here, it's not just painted on, it is moulded. And so there's his trousers. Again, they aren't this colour. Different type of jointing on this figure to what Hot Toys normally do. The arms here and the legs are on like a ratchet type thing. If I can, hopefully you'll be able to hear it. So it's more of a ratchet. This just typical ball type joint. All you can do is just move it round like that. You can't actually angle it at all. Same again with the feet. You can just twist them round. You can't actually angle them. Knees, just a standard hinge type joint. He's got waist articulation as well. You'll be able to see that when I pose him up a bit more later on. He's got no joints here, which is great. It does bend. It's a bit stiff at the moment. Again, you'll be able to see that bent when I do the poses, but I would, as I always say in a lot of my videos, be careful. Do not keep him in an extreme pose for too long, because this could tear, even though it's slightly thicker than normal. Head, normal sort of Hot Toys sort of head joint, up and down, left and right, usual sort of thing. He does have a purse system in the eyes as well. I'll show you that in a little while. This part of the arm is all solid, so it's just the joint that's more rubberized. The legs are all solid as well. This bit, it's got a solid body underneath, but they've put like a rubber over the top. I don't know if you can see it there, it does move slightly. Same with the neck, there's a little bit more rubber around the neck. Comes with four different hands. Obviously he's got the two fisted hands you can see here, and he also comes with two of these open palmed, but you can actually pose them. They're a little bit stiff, but you can get some sort of pose out of them as well. There is an accessory kit you can buy for this figure. I believe it's some rocks and a lamp, like a street lighting. You can actually buy those. I think it's about 60 odd quid for that. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to leave him as he is. If I move him round to the back, hopefully, he's really heavy, this guy. Great muscle tone on the back, very nice sculpting. You can take these off, I believe, so if you wish to dye them and do them a different colour, you can do that. If I move on to the purse system, just pull the head off, 2 magnets there. As you can see inside, there's his purse system. If you wish to have his eyes looking up, down, left, right, or however you want to do it. And that just slips straight back on again. So, show you the face a little bit more. Hopefully it will get a pretty good focus. I love the expression. It would have been nice if they added maybe another head sculpt, so you can have a different type of expression. But this aggressive expression works for me. The mouth on this camera looks a little bit red, the teeth, but it's not. They are stained brown actually. So the colour is different if you see this in hand. I will do a size comparison on this guy as well towards the end of the video. I'll put another figure up against him so you can see just how big this guy really is. But that's just a quick sort of view of the figure. I'm sure you guys have seen loads of videos on this guy. He's been out for a little while. So I get mine from Big Bad Toy Store, so it takes a bit longer to come through, but I don't mind waiting. So what I'm going to do now is pause the video and do a couple of sort of poses, so you can see how you can pose him up. Back in a sec. This is just a slight variation on the previous pose. Just had him twisting a bit more to the side. Opened his legs up a bit more. He is quite poseable actually. I would be careful. I wouldn't try and push it too much, especially with the arms. I'm going to have a go at lifting his arms right up to see what it looks like. But not really sure how I'm going to show this guy, whether I'm going to have the fisted hands or the open hands, because they're both really good. But say just a nice, easy, simple pose. I will do a few more sort of a little bit more extreme ones as the video goes on. But I love the way they've got the muscle tone on this guy. They've got it just about right. They could have so easily gone way too much over the top, but they haven't. And this is definitely the best Hulk figure out there, in my opinion. Anyway, on to the next. Okay, here we have him getting ready to beat down on someone. Again, I've opened the legs up a little bit more, just straighten this one up a little bit. But he does pose a lot better than, a lot easier than a lot of the other Hot Toys figures. If I show you the arm now, you can see that's what it looks like when you bend the arm up. So it's not jointed. So it does look a little bit unnatural. But it wasn't too hard to sort of bend him about. I suppose over time it will loosen up a little bit, so you do have to be careful of that. You can see just how immense this guy is by me having trouble sort of getting him all on the camera without standing right down the other end of the room. But he will look really impressive in your collection. He's definitely bigger than I'm trying to think of his name offhand. The Iron Man figure, Ironmonger, that's it, Ironmonger. He's definitely bigger than him, although I haven't got Ironmonger. I have seen pictures of them together, and he is a lot bigger. Anyway, on to the next. Again, another just slight variation. This is the last one I'll do with both fisted hands. I will change the hands out on the next pose. You can see here, you can see the joints a little bit. There's a bit of a gap there. A lot of people probably won't like that. I'm not too bothered. At the end of the day, it is an adult action figure, so you are going to see this sort of thing. Just one minor little gripe. The more I look at this guy, the more I love it. This hand, the green tends to blend in okay with this arm, but say with this one it does look a little bit different. I don't know if other people have got that problem with their figures. Maybe it's just mine. These are all hand painted, so there's going to be variations between them. Anyway, on to the next. Okay, here's the first one with one of his open palmed hands. I've actually angled the body down a little bit, so you can do that. Can't do it too much, it's a bit restrictive. Again, getting ready to bring his fist down on someone. Again with this hand, the green on this hand does look a little bit different from the arm. Seems to be the same side, his right hand side. I don't think it really matters how you pose this guy, he looks good whatever way you do him really. What I might do is customise him a little bit by getting a shirt, ripping it all and putting it on him. That might be a good idea to do that. Okay, and on to the next. I will pose him up and you can have a look at him from the back as well a bit later. Again, another very simple pose. I've just bent his fingers in a little bit. With regards to taking the hand off, very easy, pulls off nice and easy. Nice big ball joint in the arm, slips on nice and easy as well, so there's no problems there. He's shaking his fist at someone. He's taking a step forward. So they're nothing too spectacular, these poses, very simple, but I think quite effective. Again, there's the bend in the arm. Underneath his trousers here, he's got look like cycle shorts underneath. So he's does have that underneath as well. I think that's just like protection. Not sure. Okay, and on to the next. Okay, here I've got him just leaning back, opening his arms up, screaming out to really get his adrenaline pumping, ready for smashing up whatever comes his way. I have lent him back a little bit, so he does bend back slightly. Try and show you from the side. A bit difficult to see, but he can bend him back. This guy really is heavy. So if guys out there in Britain, if you want to order this guy from abroad, be prepared for quite a pricey shipment fee. in customs. I think I paid for handling and customs and everything, it worked out about 66 quid. That's what I had to pay to get this guy from the post office, so bear that in mind if you're thinking of ordering this guy from abroad. And I think the actual postage was about $50 odd, something like that, $50–60, which is about £45, somewhere like that. He ain't cheap. I think he's a little bit overpriced for what he is, but I don't mind paying it. He's obviously a few months down the line he's going to be a hell of a lot more, so that's why I always try and get him straight away. Anyway, on to the next video, next pose, sorry. Okay, here I have him just standing on some Blu-rays. What you can do is customize it by maybe making your own sort of rock formation, putting his foot up on the rocks. You can see that his leg does bend up quite nicely. It does show off the bit underneath his pants, but then you can just bring this down a little bit to hide it. I'm sure a lot of people are going to customize these. Again, very simple pose. So one or two more poses, then I'll do a size comparison and wrap the video up. Okay, something a little bit different, just to show that you can get some fairly extreme poses if you wish. He's just been knocked down and he's getting ready to launch himself up. There is quite a bit of play in the legs. When you get the figure, when you feel around here, when you stand him up straight, it feels like the leg is actually come out of the socket, but it hasn't. It hasn't done that. They've obviously done that for a reason, so you get a lot more play in the legs, so you can do these sort of poses. So, you know, don't worry if you get your figure and you feel that. It is supposed to be like that. I've noticed earlier when there was a gap there, you can actually push the arm up slightly to close the gap off, as I've done here, so that isn't an issue. Okay, one more pose. I promised I'd show you what he looks like from the back posed up, and then I'll do a size comparison. Okay, just a little look at the back end of him. Nothing special about the pose really, just wanted to show you from the back. You can see the nice little muscle tone there, really is well sculpted. I like the elbows there, little wrinkles, nice little touch. Again, I must emphasise these are not purple. They are a browny colour, browny grey. Okay, I'll now do a size comparison up against another figure, so you can see just how big this guy really is. And then I'll finish the video off, so I've been going on long enough. Okay, this is a size comparison with a normal 1/6 scale figure. I've just picked out Wolverine here, who is about 12 inches tall. Obviously a Predator might be slightly taller. We're probably Predator would, whereas he comes up to about this height, Predator will probably come up to probably around about this high, a little bit more. There's the Hulk looking at Wolverine thinking, puny little human. I could smash him no problem. So you can see just how big this guy really is. Very impressive. So the cabinet that I'm going to get to show him in is going to be the new, I think it's Legendary or Legend cabinets. That are purely for 1/6 and 1/4 scale figures. You can actually have two 1/6 scale figures in the cabinet, but I'm just going to have this guy, and it's got LED lights built in as well. Touch lights, so you just touch the cabinet and the lights come on. Touch it again and they go off. So that is how I'm going to show this guy. So I've got to order that when I get paid next, which is a couple of weeks time. I'll order that and pose him up in there. And when I get that cabinet come through, I'll do a video on it so you guys can see it. I think it's about 75 quid. But anyway, there you go. Enough about me waffling on. This video has been going on way too long. That's my view on the Hulk figure. Is he worth getting? If you like the Hulk and you've got the other Avengers, yes, definitely go for this guy. But be prepared, he is pricey. Especially if you live over here in the UK. If you can find a good UK seller, the Big, the Bad and the Robot, the Good, the Bad and the Robot, should I say. And 1/6 Bruce. I will get it right. There are a couple of really good sellers over in Britain. You can probably get hold of these guys from that, so it'll be a little bit cheaper. The actual figure might be a little bit more expensive, but you don't have to pay shipping fees, so customs. So until my next video, which will hopefully be my Catwoman. I'm still waiting for the broken part that I reordered to come through, and I've had an email from Big Bad Toy Store that my Scar Predator is on his way, so he should be here within the next 2 weeks. I really can't wait for that guy. That's one I'm really looking forward to getting hold of. So those should be the next couple of videos. So until then, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Really needs to clean his teeth.